Hello, hello, hello. Hopefully you are there, you're fine, and you are having a great day wherever you are, whatever time it is. Currently here in the UK, it is 1 a.m. Friday morning. It is 4, it's Thursday Eastern time. Jim will be joining us shortly. He's currently stuck in traffic, but we've got a great show lined up for you today. We did have a special guest tonight, but our special guest is going to be joining us next week. We're going to be doing an Edinburgh Fringe special. He's going to be coming to us live from, talking to us live about his show at the Fringe and about a new theatre show he's got coming up as well, which is really interesting. It's great to see. I've noticed, especially here in the UK, there's a few theatres now taking up stage hypnosis shows, which is really great. And I think the Fringe is where they've been finding those people, so that is absolutely great. If you've seen a hypnosis show at the Fringe or at any Renaissance fairs or any type of shows there in the US, then do let us know who you saw and where did you see them. So that's always quite interesting. Interesting few things have happened this week. The Canadian Hypnosis Conference has been postponed till next year. There has been an e-shot went out. We did mention this last week on the show, actually, about the conference dates changing. A release, a statement has come out since then saying because of the flu virus, because of whatever reasons, that's going to be not going to be happening on the 13th when it was supposed to happen, and they're looking at doing that maybe next year. But there's other things going on with that as well. We are live currently in a few different places, but I know Facebook, there's been a problem with some of their engineers and some stuff that's going on. So do let us know where you are watching from. In fact, whilst we're doing that, I'm just going to check on here, see if we're live there. Like I said, it's going a bit daft in a few places. Yeah, we're live there. That's all is good. So do let me know. Say hello, and we can get you mentioned on the show. If you wanted to mention, that's fine. Also, as well as this, we are on Amazon.com live. And we'll be talking about a couple of different products as we go along. Jim's got a few products as well. I've got a few products. So before we get into it, I'll start off with the one that I'm using right now. This is the Shure MV7 USB microphone. This is a great mic for any one of us in this profession. I'll just show you there. Terry Quick says, hello, Terry. How are you? Hopefully you are well. I've not been on Amazon for a while, so it's good to see you, buddy. Sorry, I'm very tired. It's good to see you, Terry. Hopefully you're well. Hopefully the dogs and cats, the dogs are doing well. So yeah, this is the Shure MV7, a great podcaster mic. This is great for any kind of coach or hypnotherapist or anyone that needs to record voiceovers, Zoom meetings and stuff like that. Took the dogs on a long ride today. Good. It's what's the weather like there? The weather, we've had weird weather. August for us was miserable, like really miserable. It felt like autumn in August. September started with a heat wave. And then this week, just as I've got the air condition fixed on my car yesterday, the weather here has turned grey and absolutely miserable. Yeah, it's cooled down here as well, which is such a shame because I quite like the hot weather. It makes me, I don't know, I think there's something definitely about the sunshine that makes me feel a much better person. Even though I had to go to a wedding and I had to have a suit, shirt and tie on for an outside wedding ceremony with no shade, I was melting. I'll tell you that, it was hot. But it was a beautiful wedding. And so that's all that matters. We'll be talking about some products that both myself and Jim think are great for, we talk about like hypnotherapists, coaches, entrepreneurs, because they're the people that kind of need that stuff, that especially for live streaming, for podcasting, for doing Zoom meetings, for webinars, for seeing clients online. All of this stuff that we talk about helps with that. Jim's got a couple of great books as well. But the Shure MV7, part of the reason why I love this, one, it's USB and XLR. So you'll see here I've got the purple XLR cable. So that means I can run it through a sound desk here. So I can adjust the volumes and everything on that. But you don't need to have that. You can actually, on the back of this, you'll see, I'll show it you. You'll see at the bottom there, there is USB-C as well. So you can actually run this as a USB microphone straight into your computer, and all is good with the world with that. And with the software it comes with, you can kind of mix it up a little bit. You can change your tone. You let it know about where your placement is, because this microphone is great, don't get me wrong. But if you get too close, the plosives get a bit much, the P's and the B's. So you have to watch that. But this is a great mic. Again, like I say, USB and XLR. So it's like a mid-range microphone. You can start on USB, and then as your sound studio grows and develops, you can then move over to the XLR and run it through a proper desk. I absolutely love this mic. It's been pretty bomb-proof for me. I started off with a couple of USB microphones. Do you know what? Whilst we're on here as well, I'm waiting for Jim, I'll just show you the difference. You're currently listening to me through the USB mic through the Rodecaster Pro. Let me just move you on to the phone. That now you're hearing is the kind of the standard microphone that comes with this iMac. I've got a what's that? Is that 27-inch? I've got a big iMac. That's the inbuilt microphone, so you should be able to hear a consistent in that. I'll go back there. Now we're back onto the show. I really like the tone on this. I've done a couple of voiceover things as well with this. And again, if I'm recording MP3s for clients or doing Zoom meetings, it all goes through this. So that's a great bit of kit. And let me know what you think. If you are watching on Amazon as well, then please feel free to say hello and drop me a follow as well. I don't get any of your data. You don't get sent an email. It doesn't cost you anything. It just costs you a follow. It just means that the algorithm for Amazon lets them know that you like my streams, and an extra follower always comes in handy. And if you are out and about as well tonight, this afternoon, this morning, whatever time it is, then do check out Rome Knows Tech. He is live as we speak as well. And Rome is a awesome dude. He's got some great tech stuff there as well. So let's get back into the new stuff here as well. Couple of conferences coming up. Obviously, we've mentioned about the Canadian Hypnosis Conference that is not going ahead, but coming up in a few weeks' time. Let me just share my screen so I can see if I can get this up. This is an interesting one. Close to me is this one as well. I'll pop that on there. I'll just mute it. There we go. That is the UK Hypnosis Conference. 10th to the 12th of November at the Renaissance Hotel, Heathrow, London. Not very far away at all. This is a great conference. Not one that I've been to yet. I am thinking about going down there this year, though. Joni is presenting there, so it'd be great to see her. And also, they've got Darren Brown speaking at this, which is an absolutely amazing coup. For that particular conference. That's the 10th to 12th of November. You'll see lots of familiar names at this one. This one tends to be more kind of highbrow and academic, but they have got some stuff in there as well. And there's some really interesting names going down there. So I'm going to try and make an effort to go down there to show my face, to support some friends that are there as well. Speaking of supporting friends, please make him feel very welcome. The man, the myth, the legend that is the one and only Mr. Jim Kellner is here. Give him a round of applause. There we go. It's a round of applause for Jim. Awesome, Jim.
Hello, people, and the rest of you too. And Grant, of course.
Jim, how are you?
I'm doing all right. How are you, Grant?
I'm all right, just about. Tired and stressed, the usual.
Okay, me too.
Yeah, exactly. I caught a live stream I did earlier, and I've just got some new lights for the studio, and I thought, this is going to look good. When I watched it back, I'm like, Grant, you really need to get some rest.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
They look really good from where I'm sitting.
Oh yeah, I've got these lights here as well, but I've got some new LED panels as well. So it's just I started off with one light, then I got 2 lights, then 3 lights, then 5 lights, and now I think 7. 7 is just enough to get rid of the bags under my eyes, I've discovered. How's Jim?
Boy, you know what? Living in the city is just it's just so many challenges. Traffic is just always.
It's just always, you're right. Terry Quick on Amazon says hello.
Hello, Terry.
So yeah, and Terry, if you don't already follow Jim, do give Jim a follow. He is on that there Amazon as well.
Thanks, Terry. I'm up to about 12 followers now, so I'm pretty excited.
Nice.
Yeah.
You're almost an A-lister. Yeah, do you know 12 followers is not to be sniffed at? I'll send you a link next week to a thing that will help with that.
Oh, fantastic. I like it.
So we were just talking about the Canadian Hypnosis Conference and how that has been moved.
Yeah, what a bummer.
Yeah.
I was looking forward to that.
It's weird because it's one that Rome Knows Tech is here as well. Rome, an absolute pleasure to see it. Rome, I was going to jump on your stream as well, but you know me, Rome, I'm all fingers and thumbs. So Rome, it's an absolute pleasure. So yeah, Jim, Rome Knows Tech is on our Amazon as well. He's an awesome tech live streamer.
Ooh, cool.
Yeah, so do give him a follow. So yeah, the Canadian Hypnosis Conference, it's one that I've always wanted to go to because it's in Canada. We spoke about it at the Michigan a couple of years ago. And so to hear that was sad news. Yeah,
I think there was a sickness involved, and then just some. I think people get busy, and I think it's hard to manage. And if you're not used to it, boy, I tell you what, it's a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah.
And they're getting a lot of help. Is important.
Yeah, I think it's always about having the right team around you.
Yeah.
There we go. And speaking of the right team, Nora is here.
Nora, hello. Nice to see you.
Happy. I love that picture, by the way, Nora. I saw that posted on Facebook the other day of you two, you and Chris. Yeah. Bless. I still remember that day we got lost with Chris around Vegas.
Oh God, I'll never forget that day. I want to though. I was so crabby. Did it?
Yeah. I loved how we were all at that final kind of 10 minutes of that walk to the taxi. And everyone was just quiet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Getting lost with a puppet in Vegas.
Terrible and hot. It was
hot.
Awful.
It was hot. That is cool. So yes, we've got. Do you know what? They're all on Amazon tonight as well. So Alan Debate is here as well. Hi, Alan. Thank you very much for joining us. Alan is a great storyteller on YouTube as well. Storytelling is an important part for any kind of coach or entrepreneur or hypnotist. Learning how to tell stories is one of the most powerful things you can do when it comes to selling.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And Nora says he won't either. I don't know what he's trying, Nora, but he was the ringleader in that.
He was.
He was the responsible one. We were following him. We had our trust in him. Indeed.
Our trust was violated, among other things.
It was.
Yeah,
it's our own fault for following a puppet.
Exactly. Our own fault.
Yeah. Wow, Alan has just hit 1,000 subscribers. That is awesome. You've just crossed that threshold as well, haven't you, Jim?
On YouTube? Yeah. It's exciting.
That is awesome. It's such a great milestone, that, Alan. So absolutely well done to you on that. But absolute, you put in the hard work, you get the rewards. It's as simple as that.
Although now I have to pay full price for TubeBuddy.
Well, it's worth it.
Under 1,000, you get it for half price.
Exactly. And Jalissa, thank you very much for following. That is really awesome. Thank you for following, Jalissa. It means the absolute world. In the olden days, I used to have a little puppet that did a little dance when somebody followed, but not today. So there you go. Rome is sending them all over today. So peace and love to you as well. Thank you very much. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, a little dance. Yeah.
I'm the subscriber dancer now.
Yeah.
If you subscribe, I dance.
Listen, it all goes on my OnlyFans. So, it's a Rome raid, apparently. Terry Quick says we're having a Rome raid. Awesome. Okay. That's what we want. So if those of you that don't know, my name is Grant Saunders, and that chap there is Jim Kellner from all the way. Whereabouts in the world are you today, Jim?
Seattle, Washington.
Seattle, Washington.
Yes.
Cool. Is it warm?
Today was a very nice day in the 70s. Very nice. What's it like over there
Nice.
right now?
Um, August was cold.
Oh,
September, yeah, August felt like autumn. August felt like October. September started with an absolute blazing heat wave, ridiculously hot, for 2 days though. And on one of those 2 days, I was at an outside wedding, which was last Thursday. So I had to wear a suit, shirt, and tie in the blazing sun for an outside wedding. I was not happy at all. But yeah, and now just as I have got my aircon fixed in the car, it's gone cold again. Typical.
yeah.
And look who's here. Chris
There he is.
Noble, the ringleader himself, is here.
There he is. Despite
That's it.
despite his lacking leadership abilities, I do great fella besides that. Don't follow him
Absolutely.
anywhere. Don't follow him anywhere. But yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. We must be the only people on Amazon.com saying don't follow.
Right. Exactly. Yes.
Cool. So yeah, I mentioned the November conference at the UK Hypnosis Convention.
Oh, good.
What's the next convention coming up in the US?
Well, we got Mid America is coming up next month.
Yeah,
October, right? Led by Richard
that's going to be
Nongard.
cool.
A lot of big names there too. Yeah.
Yeah, let me just see if I can bring that up here. Actually, Mid America. Oh, it brings up all sorts of stuff. So you're speaking at that one?
Yes. Speaking on social media.
Nice.
Yeah.
Mid America Hypnosis Conference. Let me pop that up on the screen now, actually, whilst we're here. There we go. That's the Mid America Hypnosis Conference. It looks a really cool conference, to be fair. The branding on it is amazing, which I always think helps.
Oh, yeah.
Some great speakers on there as well.
Absolutely.
There we go.
That's what you're doing a show. Yeah, we got a lot of big players there.
Yeah, Chris Jones as well.
Chris Jones.
Oh, look who's here. We've got Jim Kellner there as well.
Oh, yeah. That's right. Oh, and hold on. Is Michael? I think Michael Johns is doing the show there, isn't he? Or was that Canada? I don't remember.
No, I think it was the Mid America. It was.
Oh yeah, I think it was Mid America. So
let's have a look. Let's have a look.
A lot of good reasons to go to Mid America. Everybody, get those tickets. Midamerica.com. Isn't that what it is, Grant?
It is midamericahypnosis.com.
Midamericahypnosis.com. Right out there, right in the suburbs of Chicago.
Yeah. It looks like Rich Guzzett is doing the hypnosis show on the Saturday night.
All right. Very cool.
So, yeah. So, again, it's going to be great. I mean, Rich's show is pretty awesome as well.
Great guy.
So, yeah. Really, yeah. I'm a bit jealous. It's one that, again, it was on my thing of that's one I want to go to. But then, you know me, Jim, unless somebody writes it on a big billboard and puts it right in front of my face, I can forget. A friend of mine who's a business coach shared a thing about the positive benefits of procrastination,
really?
which I had to share that as a post. I'm like, this is something I can really get behind.
Wow.
But yeah, he was on about, there's so many people that do the best work when they procrastinate. One, because it really puts a melting pot of pressure on you. Yeah. So you've got to deliver. And two, when you put off a task that you don't particularly want to do, it's in that moment when you've put it off, when your creative juices start to flow. You're never more creative over fun and interesting things and new projects to do than when you're putting off a project you don't want to do. And I'm like, that's absolutely true. If I've got two jobs and one of them is one that I really don't want to do, all of a sudden I'm like, my content creator's head comes on and I'm writing scripts for videos and I'm doing other fun stuff. So procrastination can be a positive tool. That's my argument anyway.
You have really sold yourself on that. Well done, sir.
I am a man of commitment. It's my religion now. Procrastination. is the future.
I used to always tell myself, and I hear this from clients all the time and people and friends, I do my best work under pressure. I'm like, how do you know? How do you know? It's
It
never
is
been any different.
every time I do something that puts me out of my comfort zone
Yeah.
and is of a bigger scale, every time afterwards, and people come up to you and go, great job, great talk, great show, great present, whatever it is, great
Yeah.
this. Every time I always think, wow, you did it again. This is a skill that you've got, Grant. And then a little voice goes, but imagine how good you'd be if you prepared.
I know, that's the thing. That's the thing. On the few occasions that I have prepared, I tell you, it was such a nice experience. It was such a
Yeah.
pleasant experience, as opposed to that rushing, that, oh my goodness, staying up till 2 a.m. to write a paper, those kind of things. I mean, yeah, it's,
I think for me, it's something that was instilled from school days of like,
oh
my
yeah,
homework is due tomorrow.
oh
So
yeah.
that's what tonight is for. So yeah.
I wrote an entire 1-act play in one night just because
Wow.
for my drama class. Yeah.
Drama class or trauma class.
Right, it became drama class.
Yeah.
I'm trying to
I
get better
think
about it.
it's having some structure
Yeah.
and knowing, I think I know where my timeline is of now's the time you've got to get it done. And so,
Yeah.
but yeah, I'm getting better. I'm not there yet though.
I would say too, I think for entrepreneurs, a lot of us, and we'd love to hear from you guys too, Nora. I mean, I don't think Nora's a procrastinator. I bet she's on top of things. Chris, I suspect he's a procrastinator, but I don't know. I don't know what would lead me to believe that, but let us know, guys. If you're watching, let us know. Are you a procrastinator? I wonder though, with entrepreneurs, there are so many balls in the air. It's kind of like you kind of have to procrastinate on some things
Yeah.
because you've got other things that you have to do before you can do those
Yeah.
things. So
I have and again, this is not professional advice. I always kind of think when people say, yeah, but if you just focused on one thing, and I'm like, no. If you focus on everything, what you'll do is you'll find that the stuff that you don't care about that much will drop, and you'll care for the things that you do care for. And so by taking on lots of projects, you'll firefight for the ones that you really believe in. And so yeah.
all right, good advice, guys. Write that one down.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. Have you got a product for us, Jim?
Do indeed. So last week, I just got to tell everybody this. If you ever get a chance, go follow Amanda Melissa Dodd. She's a hypnotherapist and a what's she called? Spiritualist. Anyway, she does spiritual work. Her thing is like she's helping you to talk to people on the other side, not the other side of the road that have passed over. And I got to tell you, I was pretty skeptical going into this thing. She was on Hypnosis Hero last week, and my good friend Brian Bay, a mutual friend. So here's the thing. So Grant, I don't want to make the guest look bad, and I don't want to feel awkward. So I didn't really want her to do any personal readings. She was going to lead us. We're going to interview her. She's going to lead us through a hypnosis so people can go talk to people that have passed away, whatever. And I'm like, that's fine. Right away, Brian goes, if I gave you a couple of names, could you tell me something about them? And I'm like, oh, Brian, damn it, Brian.
Awesome.
I'm like, no, I'm going because it's going to get awkward because she's going to be wrong, of course, because all that stuff is baloney. Well, holy crap. She was hitting stuff like boom, boom, boom. I mean, Brian even got choked up. She was so spot on with one of his friends that had passed on. It gives me chills again. So go follow Amanda Melissa Dodd. Go watch that last episode of Hypnosis Hero. It made me think though of this book, Spook, that my cousin bought me this years ago. It's so good because it explores all these different theories about the afterlife. So, whatever you want to, heaven, near-death experiences. What's that thing when they're past lives? All that stuff. It's a very cool book.
Have you ever tried or ever thought about going into like the whole cold reading thing yourself?
Okay, I got to tell you, that's a great question. I have thought about it. The thing is, and I was watching for this, man. I was watching, but like Bryant just gave the name and then didn't ask him any questions. Even other people were putting comments. They would just put somebody's name in the comments.
Yeah.
And every single time I'm like, no more, no more. It's gonna look bad. It's gonna get awkward. And every single time, even there were a couple that weren't spot on, but like so many of them were really spot on. It was kind of crazy. How about you? Have you done some cold readings?
No, but I want to. It's something that fascinates me is that Terry Quick says, I'd love to try and contact my father. He died when I was 13 years old, and also says, bless you. I think that's for the sneeze. But yeah, I would like to, part of me would love to do like the whole psychic spiritual training.
Yeah.
The problem is like, I'm like you, Jim. Like, I don't know if I could sit in the room and they light all the incense and they all start going, oh, homo, homo, homo. And they light the candles and they're like, Grant, stop laughing. Take it seriously.
Yeah.
I'm like, so,
Exactly.
but then I'm also that thing of like, but what if there's something to it? And then what if I become like that guy then that wears, like tie-dye t-shirts and those elephant pants and do you know what I mean? It's like, it's took me years to craft this look. I don't want to give up all my material objects. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
so I don't know if that, and I don't know if I'm comfortable knowing that there's spirits watching me all the time. There's certain moments when, both my mum and dad have passed. I don't like the idea of them watching me at certain moments. So, like, if there's a button where we can close the curtain to the other side, I'd like to know where that is. Right. So I don't know about that. But what fascinates me is like the CIA and the FBI code reading and psychological profiling, which is, as a psychic skeptic, I think there's a lot of that involved in it sometimes. But I don't know, But I would love to learn that side of things. The code reading of people and profiling of people, which I think to some element, we do that as hypnotherapists. As salespeople, we do that. As marketeers, we do that. Half the thing about Facebook marketing is you're profiling your ideal customer.
Right.
And, we just call it demographics. So what did you think of the book?
So good. I mean, it just opens your eyes up to so many these different theories and stuff. One thing that I did find interesting, and I really appreciated the honesty of the author. She did point out that, like past life, she went to India and interviewed a bunch of people about the past life regression, people that have had past lives and stuff. And she did note in the book that in countries where that is their belief system, there are far more reports of it. So,
There's a great graph. Do you know what? I'm going to try and find it whilst we're talking, just because it's too good to not do it. 1 second. Image about. There we go. Found it. How good is that? Let me just bring that up. Let me share this. I'm on a share screen frenzy today. Right. I found it's a good way of. There we go. When you say about in countries like India, where their belief system is more relevant to that, they get more of it. It just reminded me of this particular meme. Let me just move that there. And it's the frequency of miracles. And then the camera was invented and they dropped. And then Photoshop was invented and the miracles came back again.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and, I'm always reminded of too of the, he's passed on now, but the Amazing Randy. I mean, nobody ever claimed the prize. His, what was $100,000 or something to prove that.
Yeah. I think at some point it went up to $1 million.
Did it?
Yeah. James Randy, which was have you seen the documentary on him? That was fascinating, to be fair.
I think I did. I can't remember now. I think so.
Yeah, fascinating guy. Whilst we're talking of projects and products, I got this one. I had this out again for something this week. Actually, that's the Bose S1.
So beautiful.
Do you know, it was recommended to me at the Heartland Hypnosis Conference. A few of the guys were
Yeah.
talking about them there. Michael Brody's got them. Salish has got a couple. And it's great. It's you kind of got 2 channels and then a USB channel as well, and then a line out. And it's battery powered. So it means you can put it anywhere. So I was at a wedding show. I was the like the compare for the fashion show, which sounds more glamorous than what it was. It was just like, welcome out, such and such, wearing a dress. But any gig's a gig, really, isn't it? And now, normally I take a massive Bose sound system and all of the bells and whistles that I take. But I thought, you know what? There's only going to be like, 60, 70 people for this catwalk. I'll just take that, put it on a stand. No power leads needed. It's all battery powered. Jobs are good, and it's absolutely brilliant. And so, if you're doing little talks and workshops, yes, you could just project and use your voice at a lot of those. But having something like that, you can just elevate your levels a little bit. Have some backing music for when people are walking into the room to set the atmosphere. So those of you that are doing demonstrations and talks and that type of stuff, something like that is absolutely brilliant.
Something that I've noticed too is anytime if you have the microphone, it like you said, it elevates you, but it's more likely to shut people up.
Yeah.
It's I've tried to do show. If you try to do a show without a microphone, people are much more likely to talk and stuff. But when you've got the mic, it changes everything.
It elevates. It's the power of the microphone. It elevates your volume, but by doing so, it means that they know to bow down to it. Whereas if you're doing it just with your vocals, you then get into this battle with them of who can talk the loudest. Whereas by having that microphone, you can literally go, "Good evening," and then it shocks them a little bit, and then they just simmer down, because it's for them to talk over you, it becomes more of a battle. So then they just shut up and listen. It's a great microphone technique to use them to do that. So yeah. What mic do you use?
Oh, I use the what is the the SM57?
Yeah,
Or 58?
great mic. Sure mic, yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember if it's 57 or 58. But yeah, wired.
Yeah.
Well, so here's the thing. So here's what I do. It's SM58. Duh. Okay. I have it in my carousel here. So
do you know what? It's the most iconic microphone and one of the best. It's absolutely bomb-proof. You could literally, I wouldn't advise this, but you could hit someone on the head with it and then still go on and sing.
Yeah. So I always bring a wireless with me too. But I always like to have that wired one in the bag just in case, because I've run into so many problems. Batteries died. There's interference. just all kinds of things happen.
Yeah. Always good to have a backup. And having an SM58 on a lead, you're always going to be, you've come from a comedy background as well. And I always find it fascinating, especially when you see a lot of these kind of stand-up gigs. They've all got wired mics. No one's relying on wireless. They've all got wired mics. And even some of the really big names in comedy, you see them with a wired microphone. So, as a stage hypnotist, it's not ideal sometimes to have a cable trailing. But, if you've got control over your stage, it's perfect. And the SM58 is just bomb-proof. If it's good enough for like the Rolling Stones, it's good enough for me.
I always recommend too, though, if you get one, just walk around your living room with it. Just kind of, so you get used to having that, trailing that wire with you, because you can get tripped up on it, and it's going to be, you're going to look, you could fall, but you're at least going to look unprofessional. So get the hang of it.
Yeah, I must admit, I think I trip up all the time, even with a wireless one.
What mic do you use?
I have a Shure. I have a Shure Beta 57. So that's the one with the blue ring around it. But that's what's really great is I used to have a fresh battery for every show on my wireless mic.
Yeah.
So that worked out at about £4.50. That's what's that, $6-7. Every show would go on a battery, because a fresh battery meant that I'd go out, I've got confidence I can do an hour and 15, and I've got good life in it. And a good battery should last for a lot longer than that. But I had this habit of always having a fresh battery for every show. But the Shure Beta 57 has an inbuilt microphone that you take out the capsule and then put it into the receiver. And and the battery on that is phenomenal. So when you think of every time I would do a show, I put in a new battery, that microphone, although it was a little bit pricey, that microphone had paid for itself, after, 10, 15, 20 shows, you're doing really well from it. So yeah, I was I'm quite pleased with that. And it's got good pickup.
Great.
I went through a phase of having too many microphones. I used to have the little glass ones for here. The ones that the theatre kids have to hide them, because I saw all the big celebrities had these almost invisible mics. So I had one of them for a while. Then I had Justin Tranter's got, like the big chunky, almost like a gym instructor's one. I had one of those ones.
Yeah.
I went through all of them. But you just find one that's right, that you're comfortable holding and talking into.
Yeah.
But yeah, I never give my mic to the client.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? The amount of times you give them an expensive mic and they kind of go, and you're like, nope.
Drop it, all kinds of things. Yeah.
So yeah. News article. I found quite an interesting article. Let me just share the screen again. And this is an article, medical, which is always fascinating for that type of stuff, because they take this stuff seriously. And this is how hypnosis offers new hope for people with spinal cord injury.
Wow.
Exactly. So helping people with recent spinal cord injuries, learning to cope in strategies, fight chronic pain. Almost 90% of participants reported benefits from the treatment. Now, a University of Washington School of Medicine psychologists and colleagues are planning a larger study in hopes of making a difference for people who often have pain resistance to biomedical treatment. So that's again, why do you always reference stage hypnosis as being a bad thing? But again, once the province of variety show hucksters wielding pocket watches, hypnosis appear to have real value in modern medicine.
They always have to say that. They always have to say that.
Exactly. But you know what? All good news is good news. And so it's a very positive story, article, research paper on hypnosis for people with spinal cord injuries. So that is a good thing for hypnosis in general. Yeah.
I'm actually working with a client right now who has a congenital spinal cord injury. Wow. And it works really well. It's pretty amazing. I just heard a term. I just found out a term. I don't know. Are you familiar with this? A lay hypnotist. Familiar with that?
Yeah. But I think most of the hypnotists we know are lay hypnotists, I think.
Yeah. just couldn't pass it up, could you, Grant? Couldn't. I was trying to remain so professional here. So professional.
It's quarter to 2 in the morning here. I'm not responsible for anything I say. Did I tell you last week when our ladies England football team were playing and they got to the semi-finals, and I was on a live stream. I don't follow football, and I was on soccer, and I was on a live stream, and somebody in the comments of the live stream has put 3-1, and I says, I don't know what that means, and then somebody said the football, not knowing that the whole of the UK is going nuts for the Lionesses. Female football team. And I said, not thinking about it, I've gone, I don't follow football. It's too much of a man's sport for me. And then literally the comment section just blew up with people correcting me that football is not a man's sport. It is a unisex sport, and our female team is doing so well. And I'm like, just swallow me up now. But that's the joys of life. You can say it and it doesn't matter.
Right.
Yeah. We got a few things coming up early next year. The Performing Hypnosis Summit.
Yes. I want to let everybody know too. Tickets are available now. You can get over if you go over to the website, performinghypnosissummit.com. We will get some information out about the, we've got the virtual option. It's early bird right now, $97. If you want to meet us in Vegas, $197. And we got a lot of cool stuff planned, and we will get the information about the hotel block up sometime in the next few days. So watch for that.
Yeah, a cool website as well. Nice, straightforward. They've got the buttons there where you can click for the things. Also, the recordings from the 2023 summit are up. I was looking through some of those the other day. There is some amazing content there,
Oh yeah,
which is absolutely amazing. And people can still submit a proposal to speak.
Yes, we've had a few come in, and you and I both just talked to somebody, a legend in the industry. We can just say his name, Tommy V. He's got some. He's putting in a couple of
Yeah.
proposals, which I'm pretty sure they'll be accepted.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Spoke to Kevin Lapine. He's really cool. He's really wanting to get involved in this as well. It's so nice to get stage hypnotists, performance hypnotists, people that are interested in the performance side of what we do, getting everybody together with that common goal of doing good.
Right. And we've got a great team behind us this year. We've still, we mostly did it ourselves until 2 weeks before, maybe a week before, we were like, hey, let's bring on a couple of people. And so we've got, Sean Kostiak, Dana Somiyaji, Richard Cole, Dan Goyette, and William Mitchell has joined us on the kind of the advisory board. So we got a lot of input this year to make it even bigger and better than last year.
Yeah, exactly. It's about that, just the melting pot of knowledge, of experience, of techniques, of marketing, all of those things. It just means if you're involved in that, if you're there, then you're on that kind of that train to just doing so well. If you're not there, was it miss out?
Yeah, and when you said marketing, it just reminded me, guys. It's if you go to a marketing class at this one, it's going to be geared towards you. It's not going to be one of those marketing classes that's just good for all hypnotists or something. It's just for stage people.
Yeah, and we market so differently from everybody else, and that's the thing. If you're marketing a hypnotherapy practice, put those pictures of butterflies and dragonflies and all of rainbows and unicorns and all of that stuff. Performance hypnosis is marketed differently. We are more direct. There is more razzle dazzle. There is a right way of doing it. And so, yes, that'd be cool. And again, from people that have done it, not textbook stuff, not people talking about the theory of it. These are people that have done it. And the great thing with stage and performance hypnosis is, when someone walks their talk, because it's obvious. You've seen them on stages. You've seen them on Instagram, on YouTube. You see the evidence out there. So there's no hiding behind a rock.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Have you got another product for us, Jim?
Oh, yes. I'm glad you mentioned it. I actually wrote the foreword for this book, or one of the forewords. I think there's a couple of forewords.
Wow.
So Joseph Crown, friend of the show, he invited me to do the foreword and do a review of his book. It's a huge, you can see it's a gigantic book. It's called The Constellation Experience Frameworks. And so Joseph Crown, for those of you who don't know, he's in the kind of alternative hypnosis community, the kink community. And we had talked about this before, the fact that one of the things that we really like about that community is that they're very open. Communication is very open and very non-judgmental. This book, while it's really aimed at folks, mostly at folks that are in that community, it's got all these prompts that would help you tell more about yourself. So like if you're a family get together or something like this, I think that it gives you so many ideas about things to talk about. Just regular everyday stuff. This is really about getting deeper communication with the people that you are around, that you care about, that kind of thing.
That's awesome. Have you, just as a technical note, have you selected that in your carousel whilst you're talking about it?
No, of course not. No, I wouldn't. I would never dream of it. In fact, for some reason, I don't even have nothing I've talked about today is in my carousel, and I don't know why. But,
I must admit, I'm on your Amazon.com now, and the silver mind control method, people are clicking away on that. I can see the bubbles popping up on screen. So you're getting lots of action on your Amazon.com, which is really great.
I wish I could do that. I don't know what.
Oh no, that's on your Amazon. It's all happening on yours tonight.
if I could, I mean, I don't even, well, I mean, and that's a great freaking, I mean, sorry, that's a great, that is a great book too. And I've been using that method for, I'm going crazy with it. You know, the one thing I don't like about it, I wish they wouldn't have called it the mind control method, because I think it sends a message that they weren't necessarily going for. Because when he talks about, it's really about controlling your own mind, not somebody else's.
Yeah.
So,
but yeah, I saw a bit of a documentary on that, and it does look an incredible book. So I think I might be purchasing that myself. And just by seeing the action on your Amazon.com and seeing all those bubbles going up, I think I'm definitely going to have to buy that book and put it in my Amazon.com, because that looks like a very popular product.
Well, I got to tell you, I don't see any bubbles because I don't know where to look for the bubbles. So thanks everybody for bubbling.
If you go to your own Amazon.com page in a separate window and make sure it's muted, you'll be able to see your screen of what's going on.
Well, I am going to do that next time, everybody.
Yeah. I always have the Amazon open in a separate window just so you can see, what's happening. That's
cool.
Yeah.
I'm still trying to get the hang of this whole thing, and I really don't understand why it's. I don't know why I added some stuff, but yeah, I don't know. It's not in the carousel.
Yeah, cool. Product wise, yeah, definitely get the book. I've got a couple of on here, but these are I got some new Neewer LED panel lights.
Ooh.
And so in my studios now, I've got lots. I've got some soft boxes, a ring light, some colored lights, and these are they're just great. They're just LED panels. On the back, it's just bicolor, so you've got that warm white LED.
Nice.
But do you know what? They pack really flat. But most importantly, what I love with them is you can use these the camera battery things, and then literally, I'll put it that way so you can't see. You can set it up there. So that's now battery powered.
Oh wow, that's nice.
So I can take that anywhere that I want.
Oh yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. So
you got
again,
sound, you got your light. Yeah.
Yeah. So no matter where you go, like I say, look how thin that is.
Yeah.
So you can really take that off again. So you can easily pack with that, fly with it, and it means you've got great lighting wherever you are, which makes a big difference doing the stuff that we've done. And again, you can adjust the intensity of the light. You'll see I'm using it today you'll see just there that little tone you've got there is just from one of those lights on the white side there. And so, yeah, I'm a big fan of those. Lighting is probably more important than your camera, to be fair. You can make a poor camera look good with okay lights. And so, yeah, and again, it hides the bags under your eyes. So that's always a winner.
I definitely need to upgrade the lights. I've got the Neener. I've got the old ring light about 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Big giant one.
Sean says, as long as there aren't bubbles in the tub, you're safe. Oh, I don't know, but you can't beat bubbles in the tub.
Make it his own jacuzzi.
I've just gone back onto your Amazon.com, Jim, and that Silver Method book is just a bubbling away there. I'm gonna have to get myself a copy of that.
Well, let me just say this too for everybody who's even considering it. What I really love about this was, and I think I talked about this a couple weeks ago. I was using that Silva method to take these just really quick 15-minute naps, and wow, just totally rejuvenated after 15 minutes. And it's just kind of it really is just hypnosis, self-hypnosis, but it's just kind of it's just an organized way to get into it, and it's really powerful.
Yeah.
Stuff.
I saw the thing that said was it his daughter that ended up just like winning all sorts of competitions and all the time was winning things just because she had that mindset of she visualized herself winning things and just did brilliantly from it.
Maybe I should turn my wife onto it. She loves that kind of stuff. I don't know. I don't remember I haven't mentioned his daughter yet in the book. I kind of got I kind of stopped when I got to some of the good hypnosis sessions. I just kind of keep doing those, and I haven't really kept reading. But I read it like 20 years ago. But he does talk about one of his students, and then he used it himself to find some numbers for a lottery and stuff. And again, he kind of goes into the woo-woo stuff, which kind of it's a little bit of a turnoff for me. Although, like I said, I mean, that Amanda, I mean, did a fantastic job with the woo woo stuff.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I want to be there with them. I really do, but
Yeah.
I don't want to wear the tie dye. That's the thing. Although
It's
Amanda never wears. I've never seen her wear tie dye.
there's a great speaker. I'm sure you've heard of her, called Teal Swan.
Yeah.
Teal Swan she's in that personal development space. She is a guru. There was a Netflix documentary / expose on her. And I've seen some of her stuff, and she's brilliant. The way that she talks to people is amazing. She's very attractive, which helps. All of this stuff. And I thought, wow, I want to go see her. And I bought her book, and the book, she's great. Anyone that is a Teal Swan fan, I absolutely love her as well. Don't get me wrong. But the book, like 2 paragraphs in, starts talking about her as she was a psychic child and was visited by the thing. And straight away I was like, oh, it's like, why are all the attractive ones crazy? But she's actually coming to the UK, to Birmingham, which is about 3 hours from here. And I'm so tempted to get a ticket. Now, bear in mind, if you want like a 1-to-1 meet and greet, I think it's about $2,000. I don't know if I want to spend $2,000 on her for a meet and greet. So I might go for a smaller ticket. But again, it's that her stuff is so good. I don't want to be, caught drinking the Kool-Aid as such.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I do.
Yeah.
Although if you drink the Kool-Aid and you enjoy it, I mean, does it matter? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. And do you know what? I think deep down, I know I am quite spiritual. I think I am quite woo-woo. But it's the perception of woo-woo is what it is. And so I try and not be woo-woo.
Yeah. It's spot on for me too. And I go to one of these kind of unusual churches, Center for Spiritual Living, where it's kind of, they take from all these different religions. But the minister actually a couple weeks ago said, I want you all to come out of your spiritual closet. I'm like, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. Come out the closet, Jim.
Awesome. So many closets.
So many. Yeah. It's like never ending. It's almost hypnotic. Right. It's like a hypnotic spiral. It's just this one closet door, another closet door.
Yeah.
Next week, Fraser Penman is going to be joining us. So get your questions ready for that. He's just recently had a run of shows at the Edinburgh Fringe, and he's got another theatre show coming up in Scotland. So he's going to be talking to us about that. So it'll be interesting to know the highs and lows for the Fringe for him, because, for someone so new to the industry, he's done so well, I believe, especially getting the run of shows that he's got at the Fringe. Absolutely, well done to him for that. So it'd be interesting to get his take on that and how it was. And yeah, I'm excited for that.
Well, yeah, and I think it's just a testament to, what we always talk about is that marketing,
Yeah.
Put your best foot
forward. Do you know what? One thing Fraser does really well is he markets incredibly well. Yeah. And so again, it's, there's a lot to be learned, even for some of those old timers. There's a lot to be learned from the young people, or the young people to the industry, of techniques, of things that work, of, TikToks. How many hypnotists were so resistant about going on TikTok because it's all about silly dances. Now, if they'd have jumped on that platform when it first came out, I think you were one of the first hypnotists I know on TikTok. It's a great, great platform.
Well, and our friend Sean Kostiak has gotten hundreds of thousands of views. Zach Pinson's talks about getting, he's gotten a couple of, he actually, because of the work that he did, he got invited to do the show for Russell Branson, the guy from ClickFunnels.
Yeah.
Which led to him doing a show for Tony Robbins.
Robbins. So
that's not kids play, guys.
Exactly. There's a great podcaster that's I don't know if you've seen it. She's a youngish girl, but she's just deadpan.
Yes.
She's amazing. 25.
I love her.
Yeah. And literally she got famous from one podcast that she did where she interviewed this rapper. And it was hilarious. That blew up, and then on the back of that, she's interviewed everybody, like everybody. That Shaquille O'Neal, who's the guy from Dragon's Den, the billionaire?
Yeah, I was going to say Mark Cuban.
Mark Cuban. She's done Mark Cuban, and she's brilliant. And it's a testament to being authentic to yourself, doing something a little bit different, and it's just. I mean, that's not her personality. It's a character she plays, but it's just awesome.
Yeah, she's fun to watch. She's just so like a deadpan and unpleasant. She comes across as very unpleasant.
I must admit, I would hate to be interviewed by her.
I know, I would love it too.
Yeah. I saw her do a news article or news interview, and she'd been invited on as a guest to talk about how her career had just blown up. And halfway through, they've gone, no, do it now, interview such and such. And then she went straight into character, and you could see how awkward she made it for the news presenter then. And it was brilliant to see. It went from being all like, ha, 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 to all of a sudden this news presenter was like, just please, leave me alone.
I would love to watch that. I would love to watch. I want to see that. I want to see her real personality.
Yeah. Yeah. I saw something, I saw a program, and I believe one of the smaller actors in that program was this particular girl. So I was going to research that, but I got distracted like a squirrel. Yeah. Cool. I think that is it from us this week. Join us next week right here on Facebook, YouTube, and Amazon.com. Hopefully you have enjoyed the show, and do click those products. Terry says 3 minutes ago, I'm an empath. I can feel other people's energies. Helps me keep away from the wrong people. Yeah, Terry, absolutely. Do you know what? I think being an empath is an amazing skill, but you've got to be controlling of those energy vampires. You've got to be careful of those. If you feel it, then cool. Terry says, have a great night, Grant and Jim. Terry, you have a great time too. Give my love to the dogs, and hope all is well. Guys, from us, I believe that's it.
Terry, I just want to just say, head over to my YouTube, Jim Kellner, youtube.com, Jim Kellner. Check out that interview with Amanda. Maybe you want to go follow her. I think you'll see. It's very good. Very good. I'd love to find out what you think about it, Terry.
Awesome
Cool
stuff.
Thanks, everybody.
Cheers, guys. Take care.
Hello.